Hi everyone, it's Christina and I am back with day 22 of our countdown to Christmas, and this is going to be a pretty quick album. It may take 2 videos, may not, I'm not sure. It'll probably take 2. This one is for my dad, and I'm using the Echo Park Grandpa mini collection kit, and there's not a whole lot of paper in this, so I wanted to do it as a chipboard album with a hidden hinge, which I will link Kathy Orta's video for the hidden hinge because I don't want to step on anybody's toes. So to put our chipboard together, our chipboard album, you're going to cut, for this size that I'm making, 7.5 across by 8.5 wide. Then you're going to tape on the 2 7.5s and then the 8.5. One of the 8.5s. You're going to do the same to the other piece, but be sure you're going to have to put these 2 together. And then you're going to need a 2 by 8.5. And basically what we're going to do is take some seams and put these together. There'll be a little bitty gap between these. So here are our seams, and they're 2 inches by 8.5. They're scored on the 2-inch side at the 1-inch mark, and then I just put some score tape on there. Let me burnish it real quick to make sure I did a good job of that, because you want to burnish your score tape, and I'm bad about remembering to do that. Okay, now we're going to take, I'm going to put one piece aside and one of our things. We're going to take our tape off of this, and I'm going to move this again when I'm ready. Take our tape backing off. And with my score tape up, because this is going to be where we fold our cover over, I want to put this, I'm trying to think, no I don't, okay. I'm trying to think if I needed to miter it, but I don't think I do. I'm going to put it not quite on the edge of my line, score line. I want to kind of stay off of it a little. Not much, just a little. Okay, then we're going to do the same with our 2-inch piece. Line it up with the ends, and then stay off of the score line just a little. Well, we need to make sure these are even too. Then we're going to flip it over and burnish. This one must be a little too long. Yeah, my spine's a little bit too long. It happens with my cutter. I use my guillotine to cut it, and that happens. Alright, so on this one, we're going to do the same, but with the other 8.5 by 7.5 piece. Okay, this is one of the last albums I have to make for Christmas, or that I want to make for Christmas. I don't have to make them. But my dad and my son, when he was younger, were best friends. I mean, that was his best bud. My dad retired right before I had Stephen, and they just spent all their time together. He eats like my dad. He walks like my dad. I just wish he talked like my dad. Now we're going to take this piece, our other 8.5 by 7.5. We're going to make sure our untaped side is what we put down. Go about the same distance as over here. Flip them over. See how that makes our hinge? Get that stuff out of the way again. Sorry about that, y'all. Make sure this is all burnished really good. Okay, now I'm wondering if I need to go ahead and figure out how I'm going to close. No, I'm going to do a belly band to close it, I think. Okay, so I have a 12-inch by 10.5 inch, two of them, 12 by 10.5 inches for my cover. Normally, I use some of the pattern paper, but I don't have any of it left because there was just like 6 or 8 pieces of paper to this collection. So I decided to take a cardstock that's decorative. It kind of looks like it's embossed, and use that as my cover and then decorate it up from there. So I scored it on the 10.5 inch side at 1 inch, and then I rotated to the 12-inch side and scored at 1 inch, and then I rotated to the other 10.5 inch side and scored at 1 inch on both of them, leaving one with no score mark. And then I taped all the way around the outside edge. And you will see why in just a minute. That's the only reason right there that I don't like to use cardstock on my outside, because of the tearing. Okay, so where did my Tim Holtz scissors go? I am starting to get my little piles back again, y'all. Sorry. Because I keep losing stuff. Alright. Oh, there they are where they belong. Okay, so we're going to miter our corners. No, we're not. You want to cut about 1/8 of an inch. Like that on your corners. I'm sorry. So you want to come and you want to just cut like that. Most people will use a ruler and do that. I usually do too, but I didn't this time. So I'm going to miter these right here. Okay, and I'm going to do the same with this one. It's cut the same. It's scored the same. It's taped the same. Okay. Now we're going to just leave a little bit there because we're going to have to be able to tuck that in and make our corner. Alright. We want to start with what's going to be the back, because this is going to go overlap some, and we want our overlap to be in the back of the album, not the front. So what you're going to do is you're going to lay out your album inside your little pattern. And we're going to take off all of our tape backing for these two pieces. Wait a second. First, we're going to put some tape in the center here. Well, I don't have small enough tape. We'll have to put some glue. Okay. Now let's get this piece. And I'm only going to peel these back a little till I'm ready. Okay, so I'm lined up. We'll start at my top, bring it down, do my bottom, then I'm going to do my edges. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to tuck my corner in. This one I didn't do a very good job of getting close to the... So I'm going to remove just a little bit. And then tuck this corner in. I don't want a really bad corner. I'm not real good at this part. As y'all can tell, I'm really not very good at this part. Okay, then we're going to bring this one over. My corner's not as neat as I would like it, but I'm okay with it because I know I'm not very good at that. Okay, then we're going to place this one where it needs to go. I am going to add... I don't know if I am or not. Okay, pull this tape off. And if you can't find chipboard, you can use a cereal box or any kind of thinner box like that. Or you can buy your chipboard at Scrapbooking with Me Boutique on Facebook or scrapbookingwithme.com online. That's where I get all of my chipboard. Okay, and these are not going to match. I forgot to include the piece where I needed to add a little bit extra because it was going to fold over on both sides. Okay, so back to corners that I don't do very well. Just kind of want to get it tucked in there. This one I had cut wrong, so I'm going to remove that. Okay. And then this will all be decorated inside, so don't worry about that. What we want to do is... Oh, I'm going to press that down. I didn't take the tape off. Well, good heavens. Be sure and take all your tape backing off. I don't want to rip this. I didn't get this quite straight either. One little corner. Okay. Yeah, I didn't get it tight. I should have gotten that tighter. Okay. Now we're just going to play a little with it, trying to get it to where it'll close. What you can do to help right here is push that in like that. Kind of score it into there, and that helps your album close better. I don't know why I did not get that tight at all. Okay, here's our front. Here's our back that we're going to have to decorate up to get rid of so we don't show this seam. And I don't know why I didn't get that very tight. Okay, so then I have my hidden hinge, which I will link the YouTube video where Kathy Order shows how to make this. I guess I ought to call her Kathy King now. Okay, beforehand I think I want to do this. Miter my edges here. I think I always end up doing that anyway, but I do it after I get it on and it's harder to get a good miter. So we're just going to center this. Press down between those because that's where the tape is. Right, now I'm going to just kind of fold and press and fold the other direction. This is loosening up the fibers in the cardstock that I use to let it fold and be turned. Okay. Now let's get on to our pages. We're going to put this aside. So I'm doing these pages a little different because there was not a lot of paper. I'm going to have 4 pages in them, and it's really different. I've never done one like this where I have... Let me get all these off. Okay, and we are going to be working on the 8.5 inch side. So I have these pockets that are 9.5 by 4.5, and they are scored on the 1/2 inch mark on either side of the 9.5 inch cut. I also put magnets because I don't want them to open and the tag default because they're going to be a sideways pocket when they're done. So I'm going to put these right on the edges. I'm going to go ahead and take the backing off of my magnet because when I put this one down I want it to be where it's going to go. I have to be careful because my magnetic board will pull that magnet down before I'm ready for it. Going to line this up, and I'm holding that up in a bow. It's not because the paper's too little. Alright, now I'm going to show y'all how this is going to look. This is our front. We will end up putting this, attaching it to our first seam, And so we have our pocket. Hang on, say that. Get out of the way. I don't want to go into... Anyway. And then that our pocket will be sealed down here, where normally you would have 2 sheets of paper. I just did a half because there wasn't enough to do 2 full decorative papers on it. So that's how we're going to do our pages. And this probably will take 2 videos. I'm sorry. Okay, so I'm going to start right here. I'm going to line up on my side and line up on my bottom piece right there. Now on this one I'm not. It's the wrong side. Make sure you're working with the 8.5-inch side. So I'm going to have to use the side that I just put this down on. Wouldn't be one of my projects if I didn't mess something up. Luckily, it's an easier kind of fix. This undo is your bestest friend when you're crafting. Okay, I'm going to set those aside, let them dry, even though I already have my tape backing off. And we're going to go to this one. Making sure I'm on my 8.5-inch side. Okay, I want to go this way. Right here, that's my 8.5-inch side. So I'm going to line up with my 7.5-inch side and the bottom. Take my magnet backing off because I want them to be, I want to be sure that they're in the same spot. You don't want it to be all cockeyed. It'll close funny. Okay, I'm going to bow it a little while I do this because I don't want it to. And if you have a problem with the score tape, you can use either some glue, a little bit of glue line, or a glue stick. I prefer a glue stick because it's not so messy. Sometimes I'll use my art glitter glue over it because the score tape will stick pretty hard, pretty fast. Okay, there's page 2. Here's page 3. I have lots and lots to get done today. I got to finish my brother's gifts because I'm making him 2 things. I have to wrap all my gifts. I haven't wrapped anything. Normally, I'm going to tell y'all, normally my house is decorated to the full tilt by now. And everything is wrapped and it's under the tree, and not so much this year. Not so much. Nothing's wrapped. I don't even have one gift wrapped. Alright. There's that page. Now, let's see if this is dry enough that I can redo this now. I think so. Okay, so I'm going to re-put some tape down here. Even though part of that tape is still sticky, I want to make sure that I get a good stick. Alright, let's take our tape backing off. Take our magnet backing off. Well, we're just a-rocking and a-rolling. And I'm going to make sure that I cover this with the pocket because, you know, it won't be seen if I do that. Line her up. I'm going to bow it so my magnet doesn't go down before I'm ready for it to. Line it up over here. Press that. The magnet's on the bottom. Oh well. I think we'll be alright. It'll still hold it in. Alright, there's our 4 pages. The magnets are sticking together. Alright, now we're going to start decorating. We may get through this pretty quick. So, I had cut out several little sections here. These are 8 1/4 by 4 1/4. So, I'm going to put I didn't eat my edges. I'm not going to eat my edges on this one. Normally I would, and I just forgot. Okay. So I got that one there, and I want to make sure that when I go to do the little one, that it's going to look good with it. Oh, that's too short. I was afraid of that. Well, darn it, darn it, darn it. I don't know why I did that, thinking it's going to go like this. And that wouldn't be right anyway. Alright, so I probably won't have nothing there, because those are too short. And I don't have any more of that paper left. So, turn this way so I know that I'm putting my pattern the correct way. Hopefully, I cut them right. I didn't tuck that tape under. That's going to look tacky. Okay. Oh, good. I did cut them right. I don't particularly like the sweater piece, but there wasn't a whole lot of paper choices. Oh, that isn't going to be right. That's going to be wrong. Oh, no, no, no. This side would have been right. Alright, I'm going to have to cut me out another piece. I should have put my pages together before I cut out my matting, so I would be sure that I was correct on the direction of the patterns. Alright, so I'm going to have to cut me out another piece here, and I think I might have, this might be, it's a little short, but this is, or I have a little bit of this one left, but I don't think it's going to work, because it would need to go like that, and it's too short. Alright, this isn't quite wide enough. These are the only 2 pieces I have left. And the pattern's really going in the wrong direction. I mean, some of the words are going this way. I guess that'll be okay. I'll cut this out and use it. Alright, so this looks like a really good place to stop for right now, and I will be back later to finish this album. You'll have a great day.